Whosoever that advised Tinubu government on Nnamdi Kanu life sentence in Sokoto prison have done Tinubu a terrible thing. Now, come and look at what actually happened few hours ago. You know, it's not more the news that the reason why they sent Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto prison was because they don't want him to align with other prisoners and all of that. Now, that was why they took him away from Abuja. They said they have a lot of Igbo people in Abuja that will actually make him to be their king in the Kuje prison in Abuja. That was why they sent him to Sokoto prison. Now, what they're running away from in Kuje prison in Abuja have finally happened in Sokoto prison. Now, it is not only the prisoners that are chanting Nnamdi Kanu and making Nnamdi Kanu their hero and their king. Come and see what terror boys, come and see what Fulani terror boys are actually saying as regards to Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody ever expected it. Nobody ever saw it coming that terror boys can actually come out to actually chant for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu must be released with immediate effect. Come and hear things in this very video. You hear things for yourself. So I'd like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do what to share it. Share to the best social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Do it to like it. Like it. Give it a thumb up. Let a lot of people get to know what's actually happening as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. Share to different people. Share to groups. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should believe you find for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Okay, now the news we be say we dey hear today be say Nnamdi Kanu is the new presido inside Sokoto prison. You know why I dey laugh? To be honest with you, nobody want to be a president inside the prison. But did you know what it means to be a presido inside prison? Did you know the kind of privilege people say you go get? That man get access to everything inside that place. Yes, everybody there under am like presido. You know what to be a president inside prison? You know what that in me? We don't go prison now. We dey tell now. You understand? If you be president inside prison, you have privilege to all the things where they happen for inside the prison there. You understand? This one have to show you say a man who God don't bless, no man can bring her down. Person where God don't bless, nobody will bring her down. Nnamdi Kanu is already blessed. Nobody can bring that man down. You understand? You are a legend. You are a legend. Let me tell you, if Nnamdi Kanu come outside today and he contests as the Nigeria president, to be honest with you, I'm going to vote for him. I will campaign for that man because that man is a legend.
I tell you, say the love today massive. You see Senator Abaribe yesterday, bro. This thing na inside Senate House, so no be small fight to see the fight because he said the federal government must release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and they must give am Biafra. You know the sweetest way sweet for that place be say even half of the northern senators dem support Abaribe yesterday. So all these evil senators from southeast make them just get set because everything go soon cast. And if you cast me, I believe say they no go fit there for their village. Just watch.
Now you can see what actually going on. You can see that even the prison that they actually took Nnamdi Kanu to in Sokoto, where they think nobody will even know him, he will not even be recognized and all of that, because that's the major reason why they took him down to Sokoto prison there. They were scared of the fact that a lot of Igbo people are in Kuje prison in Abuja. They're scared of the fact that all those people can come up together and make Nnamdi Kanu their king, and at the long run, they can cause a prison break and all of that. You can see that was the reason why they took him to Sokoto prison and they took him out of Abuja. But the same thing they were running from in Abuja actually happened few days after Nnamdi Kanu got to Sokoto prison. These people merged up together. They made Nnamdi Kanu their president. Do you know what it means for Nnamdi Kanu to be made president in the prison? Do you know what it means for someone to be made president in a prison, a correctional center? You can see what's actually going on. What they're scared of is finally happened, whether you like it or not. As far as life is concerned, you cannot deny someone of his destiny. That's the lesson that a lot of Nigerians have been learning for the past few hours moment this thing actually happened. And as the matter remains, a lot of non-makers are actually fighting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. These people were throwing punch in the House of Assembly just because of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video because I'm going to be showing you series of videos. You say where Fulani terror boys were actually crying, shedding tears, and shouting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. What just entered these people? These people that will always feel like they're heartless. I'll play the full video for you to see everything the way it goes. So if you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. Share to different social media platforms, share to groups, share to a lot of people. Let a lot of people get to know what's actually going on as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. If you can't share, just like it, like the video, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. You know, Fulani people that nobody ever expected something good from. Fulani people that actually terrorize everywhere in Nigeria, in the northern part of Nigeria, in some southern part. Those Fulani people are the one actually shouting that Nnamdi Kanu must be released. What is going on as far as Nigeria is concerned? Who is really this man that is called Nnamdi Kanu? Who is this man? Now, a lot of massive love is finally outpouring for Nnamdi Kanu release. A lot of people are saying they need to release him with immediate effect. And the moment the outside people, I will play the full video, you see since the way it goes. The moment the outside Fulani people actually came out to chant the release of Nnamdi Kanu, come and see what SOWORE said again. SOWORE said he's staging another protest again. You know, he staged a protest before they actually sentenced Nnamdi Kanu on life imprisonment. But after that, the moment they saw the Fulani people actually chanting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, SOWORE came out and said he's making another protest, that this one is not one day protest, that they shut it down the entire Nigeria for days for Nnamdi Kanu release. How can you actually convict the leader of a terrorist, ISWAP? They convicted their leader and they sent him on 20 years imprisonment. That's someone that have a substantial evidence of unaliving a lot of people, unaliving security operative, unaliving different people as far as Nigeria is concerned. The evidence were there. But Nnamdi Kanu, how many people did they see in this man's hand that he unalived? How many people did they see substantial evidence in his hand that he unalived? And why did they send him to life imprisonment? And someone that unalive people and they saw the evidence, they send that one to 20 years imprisonment. What kind of country do we find ourselves? Now, let me play you the full videos for you to see everything the way it goes. Even Governor Alex Oti visited Nnamdi Kanu in prison. How many prisoners have governors visited in custody, in correctional facility? Alex Oti left the state and came to Sokoto to visit Nnamdi Kanu. Things are happening. Nnamdi Kanu releases already on the verge. Come and hear what the terror boys that stay in the forest were actually chanting as the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Stay connected. Hear things for yourself. If you can share the video, share it. If you can share it, just like it. Stay connected. I'll come back again.
It's not me that is saying it this time around. People are beginning to say the same thing. This is Rufai's son. He's saying the same thing. Adam Soshomole echoed the same thing, right? So, how best can we explain selective justice in this country? Sincerely speaking. And this is just, well, I don't have apologies to whoever feels that I am just in support of this man or whatever. The fact is, let there be equity, fairness, and justice in everything we do. You can't convict one, give him lifetime, and another one again. You are now convicting him and giving him 20 years. And the last time I checked, part of the closing remark of the prosecuting counsel, just like I made in that previous video, stated that the judge has no power to actually reduce the sentence less than anything life. So what are we saying? Well, at least this is now vindicating me. And I hope people will pick up on this and let's echo it. This is pure injustice. There shouldn't be any ground for this. If you are that biased somebody that because I get to discover some people actually have a personal problem. Most especially when it comes to offenses by another tribe, that they consider it to be different when it's committed by another tribe, and this is what is reflecting. So what are we saying?
But when they realize that maybe this is not popular or not going to be popular, they kind of pull back a bit and did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life or the life of what he stood for. because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things are come full circle in terms of terrorism, the unchecked activities of the people you call terrorists or bandits who have been given preferential treatments in Nigeria over time. They always have the right, they can drive around in their convoys with vehicles seized from the Nigerian army. One of them wore a uniform of a police commissioner, an assistant police commissioner he killed. He wore his uniform to town. They were carrying their magazines and their heavy-duty weapons and ammunition and addressing press conferences. I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in this trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and his underwear, both top and bottom, that he found in a hotel. Every other evidence the claim was against him were things that were circumstantial. Oh, he said that the people should kill police even when he was not in the country. Oh, he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja, and I was one who gathered a lot of people that joined NSAS by calling them individuals, some of the celebrities. So if those ones are being celebrated for doing NSAS, why is Nnamdi Kanu being sent to prison for life? Just for speaking on the day of NSAS to say, oh, do this or whatever they said he said. So everything they accuse him of are things that they had no evidence caused any problem that they adduced caused. They even accuse him of killing Gulag while he was in detention. I know something about being in DSS detention. You have zero access to communication. Even if you do, if you smuggle something in, they have a way of monitoring you. So how could somebody like that be sentenced to death? And a terrorist from one of the Boko Haram commander was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Some people in this our animal farm, some animals are superior to others. And until that is addressed, until the justice applies to everybody in Nigeria, you are not going to get peace without justice. That's what so many of us have been saying, whether you like to hear it or not. But I feel it has come full circle now, that even those who felt like they can bamboozle others by saying, oh yeah, he did this, he's a bad person, they are now dealing with the real bad people. Unfortunately though, those real bad people have cover, they have immunity. But I have said, and I will restate here, that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. And this, of course, emanated historically from the Civil War, where we claim that it was no vanquished and no victor. But ultimately, there was a vanquished person. If you had 10 million naira before the war, you are giving 20 naira after the war. You are the one vanquished. It is said to you, you cannot be promoted in the army because you can't be trusted. You are the one vanquished. If you cannot get promoted within the civil service because you can't be trusted, you are the one vanquished. To come to your question, and just to say that anybody who says that an Igbo man is not treated differently is just lying. That's the truth. Well, all of us know this. That's a big elephant in the room. And that is what I said earlier when I said, well, there's a Boko Haram guy who has been killing, beheading people, and he was sentenced to 20 years. And the guy who uses a microphone and a radio transmitter is sent to prison for life. They could have sentenced him to death if something hadn't taken place. Then to go to your question about the issue of how the regional power brokers behaved. I was in the midst of it. I was the one calling them off for protests. And I knew what I went through in the hands of the governors, House of Rep members, senators in the Southeast. They all flatly and vehemently, without speaking, refused to encourage their people to participate in anything that could peacefully. It was a peaceful protest planned. So who did we rely on? We relied on those in the markets to close down their markets. But the major leaders, including the deputy speaker, he came out shamelessly asking that the Igbos should sit at home and you should show that you are cowards. You know, there's no cowardice in peaceful protest. The reason is that they believe that Nnamdi is too powerful politically, and that if he's released, he will have some impact on their political influence and popularity in the zone. They know that they are not popular, but they have all relied on the center to get whatever they want, to keep control over the southeastern political people. And they know that they are running out of time. If Nnamdi Kanu is released, that would not continue. We will no longer enjoy what they are enjoying now. You know, whatever it is, whether it is fake or real popularity or power, they will lose it. They know it. Because I will reveal to you today that one of the biggest issues with the Nigerian state and Nnamdi Kanu is that they couldn't get him to promise that he would renounce his agitation for Biafra. That's the biggest problem. That was his main crime. They said it, if they even proposed to me that I should go tell him to enter his defense, and if he enters his defense, then if they release him, he should promise that he will form a political party and participate in politics. And if he can do that, they will have no problem with him. He said, no, I want my region to be different from Nigeria, because Nigeria doesn't, cannot support our aspiration for greatness. Now, my caveat is that I am opposed to breaking up Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I have seen, read, and known that it is not a crime for people to seek self-determination. So the regional leaders we are talking about, but I called all of them, I called all the governors, at least I know Soludo. I used to be able to reach him. I mentioned here that the governor of his state, Abia, was a columnist as a reporter. So I called a lot of them. No one of them picked my call. No one of them has called me back, because what we want is not what they want. They want what they call a political solution. A political solution is that you jail him first, and then we'll beg you to free him on certain conditions. So that tag of ex-convict, they wanted it badly. All of them are agreed on that. The question is, how did they release him? Nobody can tell you when they will release him. They don't plan to release him because of his refusal to endorse their political agenda in the Southeast. That is the problem. They don't want to hear his name. But the people of the Southeast, the regular people, are in love with him. And we've seen that with what happened in protests, how markets were closed across the country without a whimper. And they still are going to fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free. I will still fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free from this unjust incarceration into which he's been thrown. And don't forget, and I'll say this in closing, that this is the same way Ken Saro-Wiwa was treated in 1995, this 2025. I guess every 20 years, or is it every 30 years, Nigeria needs a victim, either in prison or in the Golo time. And guess what? It happened in November 2025. Ken Saro-Wiwa was November 1995. Who is that person? Is he the IG of police, or is he in the army? Is he retired or serving? Who is he, a traditional ruler? There's nothing like that, because the way Nigerian society is, the person who is number one becomes everything. He's a traditional ruler, he's a chief priest, he's the president, he's the chief judge, he's the senate president, he's the speaker of the house.
But if that's
you know
the case,
how these things work.
If that's the
but
case,
when they want to lie to you, when they want to lie to you, they'll tell you, oh, somebody's holding, they tie somebody's back behind it. That's what judges always say to you all the time. Oh, I would have given you bail. Somebody is tying my. How do you say that in a democratic society? And we keep repeating it. If somebody's hand is tied behind his back, he should leave power, resign. But let him use the last opportunity he has to grab a pen and resign, and let people whose hand cannot be tied behind their back assume power, and you see the difference in hours.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what that Fulani guy actually said in this very video. For a Fulani man, like a lot of Nigerians have been saying, they said that before you can see a Fulani man that will actually come out to actually speak in a good English, it needs connection. You need a better connection to see a Fulani man coming out to speak a fluent English, not ridiculous nonsense English. So for that man, that guy was actually a Fulani man. That was the guy that spoke before SOWORE spoke in this very video. That guy was to be a Fulani guy, and he spoke in that very manner, supporting Nnamdi Kanu release. That Nnamdi Kanu need to be released. That's to tell us obviously that many of these Fulani people, I think what is actually affecting most of them is education. They don't have a proper education. I think that they have a proper education, they would have a better orientation about life, not all these terror things that they will doing up and down. They will stop doing terror things. That was even what the very dark man said a few hours ago as regards the same issue of terror boys in the northern part of Nigeria. Now, you can see that many of these people are agitated for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, but they still keep him in detention. The same thing they were running away from, the same thing Tinubu government was running away from in Kuje prison, that they don't want Nnamdi Kanu to mash up many audience, they don't want Nnamdi Kanu to have many fans, they don't want Nnamdi Kanu to have many followers in Kuje prison. The same thing is happening in Sokoto prison now. What they're avoiding is already happening in Sokoto prison. I think they sent him to Sokoto prison so that he will not have many followers, so that nobody will know him. They intentionally sent him to the north, but that same north did not even reach 1 week. They make him president of the prison. The inmates there make him president of the prison. Whatever command he gives, that's what will happen. Whoever is a leader will remain a leader no matter what. You can't deny the fate of that person. You can't deny the destiny of that person. You can only delay it. That's the fact. Destiny can be delayed. Destiny cannot be changed. Nnamdi Kanu is born to be a hero. I'm not an Igbo guy, and I will speak the way it is. Destiny cannot be erased. Destiny cannot be abolished. Destiny can only be delayed. Nnamdi Kanu is a born to rule hero. Whatever thing you are destined to do in this life, it can only be delayed. Nobody can hinder it forever. Imagine they are avoiding him in Abuja Kuje prison. The same thing they are avoiding is happening in Sokoto prison. Now you can see Nnamdi Kanu happens to be the first person that a sitting governor will go and visit with different people, different prominent people. They will go and visit in correctional facility. It have never happened in the history of Nigeria before. Now, even the North are clamoring for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Fulani guys are clamoring for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think will be the fate of Nnamdi Kanu? I would like us to drop your opinion in the comment section on this video. Just feel free. See your mind in the comment section. As I'm gonna take that for you. And share follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next videos, and bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Why you waiting for church? All as LAJUPOG watch TV.